On the Pacific Ocean, at the southern tip of the California coast, lies San Diego.
In San Diego, there's all different types of lifestyles, people living here. It's usually completely different from neighborhood to neighborhood. If you can live at the beach, and there's going to be like hippies from the '60s. You can live downtown. This downtown center is a great place because you have everybody mixed. You're going to have some homeless. You're going to have some young students. You have the yuppies. You know, all the interesting mix of people downtown. There's no one type of lifestyle in San Diego. It's quite different than 20 years ago because the people are mixing. There's so many people mixed up. There's a lot of rich people and poor people, more like students and older people, but nothing in between.
Ramon Villon is 50 years old. For him, San Diego's multicultural character is completely normal. Over the years, the city has come under the influence of the Native American, Spanish, Mexican, and finally American cultures. Though the area around San Diego was discovered back in 1542 by Juan Cabrillo, it wasn't settled by the Spanish until 200 years later. The city of San Diego dates its foundation to the year 1769. Ramon works amid the lush vegetation of Balboa Park in the so-called Spanish Village Arts Center. This enclosed village of artists and craftspeople is San Diego's creative heart. Over 300 artists of various nationalities have studios here. Visitors from around the world can watch the artists at work and then purchase their handiwork on the spot.
The village here that I'm working in, actually my mom used to model here like maybe 40 years ago. So I have a lot of history in the village. My whole life, the park has been kind of my backyard. My father was an actor and singer and very artistic, and I guess it's in my genes to be an artist. I'm a product of both the Spanish and the Indian, so I'm Mexican, so you can describe it as a product of the rape of the Indian. So the interesting positive part about it is that it kind of eliminates prejudice because I have the Spanish blood, I have the Indian blood, so I don't really identify with people from Spain or Indians necessarily. I more identify with people that are mixed blood. A lot of my friends, they bring a lot of people from the ghetto here, from the barrio, where a lot of people, young people, don't even leave their little 2 or 3 block area. But a friend of mine will bring some students here. They see me doing my artwork, and they see that I make money with my artwork. And from that, they get the idea that it's possible to do something other than selling drugs, other than doing something on the street they shouldn't be doing. Some people make artwork that's representation, it looks like something. Some people do artwork that may be more abstract. For me, it's something almost in between, like the design. Maybe it touches something inside, something old, some kind of knowledge we don't have consciousness.
We head off in search of Ramon's Indian roots. The Viejas Indian Reservation, east of San Diego, is one of 8 reservations where the Kumeyaay Indians live.
The people have a hard time surviving because they were given land that the Westerners thought was useless, and now they find uranium and things they want, so they want to take the land back. So what they do is they go on with the mining, but they don't clean up the mess. The land gets poisoned, the animals get poisoned, and what the people know is how to work the land, how to use the animals for the wool to make blankets and things, but it's all poison, so they can't use it. So it's a sad situation.
It's not easy to see any difference between the reservation and any other small town on the West Coast. We look around in vain for a typical Indian. But the Indian cemeteries are very different and distinctive. For thousands of years, indigenous Americans have decorated their forebears' graves in this colorful fashion. Articles belonging to the deceased are buried with them or adorn their graves. Indians believe that these burial offerings will be used in the next life. Since her mother's death a year ago, Sandra Barrett has become a regular visitor to the graveyard.
And we come here every holiday and clean her grave and decorate it. This right now is Easter. So we came and put all the pretty flowers. But yeah, my mom.
Thinking about her dead relatives conjures up thoughts of the deaths of countless Indians during the early years of colonization.
When the Spanish people came and they started to build the mission, well, they took all the natives and they made them build a mission. And they made them try to become religious. And their family ran away.
Many Indians fled, escaping north or south to present-day Mexico.
After they moved there, because that was as far away as they could get, they were safe. The United States government drew the line for the border. And when they tried to come across to gatherings here for funerals, for whatever they had to come here for to participate in, they said, no, you're a Mexican. You're not an Indian. Father Thera, they're trying to make him a saint, but he murdered a lot of Indians and enslaved them. And the native people in California and all over the country try to fight that because they don't believe he should be made a saint.
Along with her German husband, Eric, we drive to Sandra's house. Some 200 Indians of the Kumjai tribe live on this reservation, and they have their own government, elected solely by tribe members. Most reservations date back to the second half of the 19th century, but the idea of restricting the Indians to a limited area for their exclusive use isn't new. The first reservation was actually founded in 1638. Many Americans believe the Indians still live as they did 1,000 years ago. However, a trip to a modern reservation would quickly open their eyes. In place of a buffalo hide, there's a television set. And the only aim that's taken is with a remote control and not a bow and arrow.
Growing up as kids, they say, oh, you're from the reservation? Do you live in a teepee? No, I live in a house. You know, and yeah, I have running water, I have a bathroom, I take a bath, I take a shower. You know, so a lot, even in America, they still think, oh, you live on the reservation, you must live in a teepee. Yeah, they don't understand. And we're the Kumeyaay Nation, which consists of 8 reservations in San Diego County. In the rest of the country, every nation or tribe is different. And that means that each has a different religion or beliefs or traditions. We have our own elections, we have our own laws.
A few remaining vestiges of the Indian culture, even though somewhat contrived, can be found in the modern shopping center and casino. Legalized Indian gambling in California has made the Kumeyaay Indians rich, and Sandra and Eric share in the wealth. We're not allowed to film inside the casino. Gamblers are permitted to enjoy their habit in privacy. The security services everywhere. While in the past, the whites guarded the Indians and the reservation, they're now around to guard the Indians' money.
Our casino is for our people. We're like shareholders. Everybody gets equal share on this reservation. Up until 1992, we got nothing. We all worked, or everybody worked or was on welfare. Now we have 0 unemployment rate.
Inside the many souvenir shops, guests still listen to the haunting sound of traditional Indian music, pepped up electronically and broadcast over loudspeakers. The Indian reservation has become almost a theme park with shopping, provided there is money left after a visit to the casino.
New phenomena is a lot of people think all the Indians are rich now because they have casinos. Like here we have Viejas and Barones Reservation, and they have casinos and they do make a lot of money. And what's really interesting is those particular native people actually give money back to the modern city because they have so much money to give. But on the other side of the equation, there's so many reservations and so many tribes. There's hundreds and hundreds of different tribes, and only a few of them have this opportunity for this gambling. There's a lot of indigenous people still here. The thing that's interesting is in the media and film you see indigenous people as if it's in the past, but in reality there's large numbers of indigenous people, even though over 12 million were killed in what I might call the Holocaust of America, when Native people were killed when the Europeans came. But it's not something that happened in the past. There's a lot of abuse still going on in the Americas. South America, Mexico, Central America. The same things that were going on you see in the movies 50 years ago are still going on now. On the reservations, it's the poorest place in America or on the reservations.
A family reunion between Indians from Mexico and their American relatives in San Diego. Both groups enjoy spending their free time with each other. A common entertainment for the children at these reunions is called piñatas.
You put a blindfold like this, and then you hit it with the baseball bat. But you can't see like this, you can't see. So the kids are like this with the baseball bat, and then finally somebody hits it, and the candy comes out everywhere.
Each child can hardly wait to strike the winning blow. Nowadays, traditional Indian models for this sugar doll game are passé. The big thing is Spider-Man, superhero from the movies. Ramon lives with a Japanese girlfriend, which he doesn't find in the least unusual. San Diego's melting pot is home to many mixed-race couples. For Katsumi, fruit and tea are part of her breakfast. From the variety of food, you can see their different cultural heritages. Fish cooked in bamboo leaves is served for breakfast or for dinner. Since he's been living with his girlfriend, Ramon more frequently eats his meals seated on the floor. San Diegans have learned to adapt quickly and readily to many different cultures. A long multicultural history makes this city and its inhabitants very attractive for foreigners.
Especially San Diego. San Diego is not Los Angeles, you know, it's slower. When the rock bands come here, they make a joke. They say it's a reds and wine town. So people are slow. If people come from back east, they say, "Hey, wake up! What's wrong with you?" But we're relaxed. We wear less clothes. We're outside in the sun all the time. We're more relaxed.
It hasn't taken Katsumi long to become accustomed to the West Coast and her new home, San Diego.
I'm from Nagano, so Nagano is more likely San Diego. The life is almost same. People are slow and not so much traffic.
San Diego, the oldest city in California, has developed into a metropolis on the Pacific coast. After many years, different cultures and ethnicities have learned to live together in peace. And in learning from the past, San Diego is building a bright and rich future for this diverse melting pot.